All right, sorry I'm missing you guys today, but I got a treat for you. We're live from my bathroom. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about my toilet. And talking about my toilet, we're gonna talk about neurotransmission. And so with the toilet, we have the all or nothing principle to start us off. And so the all or nothing principle essentially says when we flush the toilet, what's gonna happen is all the water is gonna come out. Or if we don't flush it, none of it is, just like a neuron. Either all of it fires to the next neuron or it doesn't fire at all. And so when we flush the toilet, we know that we have this refractory period. And so before we get there though, what we're gonna talk about is a toilet only flushes down, it doesn't come out. And so neurons will only fire in that specific direction, the direction of the impulse. So when we flush the toilet, there's going to be something we call the refractory period. So as it flushes right now, no matter what I do with the handle, it doesn't fire again. It needs to essentially reload, and that's what we call the refractory period. And so with this, we also have the threshold. And so the neuron needs to get to a point where it will actually fire, and so we call that the threshold. I can play with the knob as much as I want, but it needs to get past a certain threshold before the excitatory neurotransmitters will actually fire to the next neuron. All right, so when I push it past this certain point, we get it to fire again, and that's what it will fire. I guess it's still on its refractory period. All right, so at this point now with the toilet not firing, we call this the resting potential. And so the resting potential essentially is that we are waiting for the next action potential to be generated. So right now it's reloading, just like any toilet would, just like any neuron would. It would reload, ready to fire the next neurotransmitters once it kind of recaptures those. And so the water tank right now is filling up, and even if we flush it right now, not much would really happen, just like with a neuron. So again, we call this the resting potential because it's resting, it's recharging. Lastly, we have the action potential, and we saw this with the initial flush, and this is when the neural impulse travels from the dendrites, which we'll talk about a little bit more tomorrow, down the axon to the axon terminals, and then the toilet then has the flap which opens up, which allows the water to rush in. So the action potential is the potential for it to fire once we fire it. All right? So, hope you guys have a great day. I miss you guys, and hope you enjoy my bathroom.